Hi guys, as you guys know that SQL is one of the most important topic for any fresher or anyone who is looking to get himself or herself into data field, right? Or especially data analysis field. So, lot of you guys were asking me to solve end-to-end project. So what did I do? I did created one library database and then solved it. So guys, in this video, as you guys have clicked the thumbnail, so you must be looking forward to solve more questions, right? I understand that. So I have gotten this new data set. This data set and the solution, you will not find it anywhere. So I have personally made it. I have given it a lot of time to prepare questions and corresponding to their queries. Fine. This video and the entire documents, you will find it on my GitHub page, as you can see on the screen as well, that you have to go to GitHub my account, and then if you search on the repository, you'll get to know my there is something called as data analysis library database management using SQL for similar, right? I might change the repository name, but you will get the link. I'll post the link in the description as well. Remember one thing guys, I am talking out of experience of solving SQL for past 1 year, that it is very good for you if you create schema onto, like, say PowerPoint I've created on Keynote, like this, as you are as I'm showing you on screen. If you create this, right, schema, not the entries I'm talking about, schema. If you create schema, question solving will become very easy. So I see a lot of people struggling with which table to join with which table, and their problem become more worse when they encounter more than one joins, right? At that time, this schema, as you can in the video see, for every questions I have opened schema tab. All right, for every question, for every query to be solved, I have opened the schema tab, and then you will get to know, I'm definitely sure, once you solve the entire questions which are also there in my GitHub account, you will get to know that how important the schema is. It is very important for you to understand what is the common column also. Fine. So if you have not subscribed guys, I would request you to subscribe. There are many more videos which are going to come. There are many more videos which I have already uploaded. So I only ask you guys to subscribe and watch the entire video.
So I hope you like the intro. So let's start without wasting much of a time. Now guys, remember, before you opening your workbench SQL, I would want to give you both the option to either create the tables or import the tables. All right, so before creating or before importing, we have to create one database, right? So I would start writing create database. So database, say library management or library, yeah, management. All right, library management. So I would want to create this. So I did create this library management. Now I want to use that library management, right? Library management. So I would definitely would want to use that. Now this is what I have created. Now if you refresh our schema table, so you would come across library management. In the tables column, it is all empty, right? So you either can import the data from here and browse, and you'll get all the CSVs here. But what I would want is, I would want to create tables, right? Because creating tables would give me more flexibility, and also there is some error which I encountered, so hence I did created all my tables manually. So this table creation also I've given it in my GitHub, as you can see in here. If you go on to the GitHub link which I have provided in the description, if you see data analysis using SQL library database, in this you have everything, right? As we have, like, as in the introduction I've told you that everything is there. Fine, so you can definitely go on to that. So I'll just create my tables, and I would insert my values onto that. Yeah, and let me insert these values as well. Okay, what did I do? Yeah, let me run this. This is also done. Insert, this is book records. We'll study about our schema. Okay, there is something wrong in this. I think books, right? I think hold on. Yeah, this is run. I don't know what is this. Yeah, if I run this. Yeah, so everything is good as of now. So let's see show tables. If I would want to see tables, yeah, see authors, books, book borrowing records, and members. So I have all the tables. So if I want to see select star from say authors, if I search, yeah, so I have all the authors. All right. So if I want to see now, if you refresh this, you will see one drop down menu in here. You will see all the authors. You can also navigate towards your tables here. So it will create one more query tab in which you can see all the things, and it's the query is automatically written over here. Select star from library management is the database, and from that database I want to fetch authors table, right? So this you can do for the entire thing, but I don't use it much. Now these are my don't worry about these are my different things, different project I'm working on. So authors is there, books is there, yeah, books is there, and borrowing records. Okay, spelling borrowing records, borrow. Okay, this is OW. Yeah. Okay, borrowing records, the values did not add up. So why is it showing me? So let me run this again. Now let me run this. If I, yeah, so I got the borrowing records, and members is the last, right? Members. Yeah, so I have all this table which are being imported. Fine. So remember guys, whenever you do any project in SQL, there are 2-3 things which will be very handy. First, you open one schema for this, which I also have given in my GitHub. This is, you can download it, or you can download it from PNG as well. So what does it do is it provides you the better understanding of your schema, as to see, say for example in the coming questions what will happen is we have to fetch something in which we have to join 2 tables or 3 tables, right? So in that time, this becomes lifesaver. In this becomes like, you will understand it better once we will be solving SQL queries, of course. So guys, what did I do is I just dropped my borrowing record table, and then I rerun it because I just wanted to rename the table's name. I could have renamed the table name as well, but I did that. So now the table name is borrowing. All right, so if I refresh it, you would be able to see, yeah, borrowing. So I have all my tables, so I'll just delete it. Yeah, so show tables. Yeah, so show tables may I have all the 4 records. Fine. So guys, if you go onto my GitHub, you will get all these questions. Fine. And this data set, and also you can go onto the CSV data set as discussed in the introduction, right? So guys, these I have just, based on my intelligence, based on my requirements, based on my knowledge, I did segregated these things into easy, intermediate, and advanced. Don't worry about much because questions might be here and there might be some questions from intermediate part which you might feel difficult, and these 2 questions might you might feel easy. Fine, so don't worry, you have to solve all these questions. This is barely how much, 20 odd questions are there. Fine, so let's start. Let's not waste much of our time. Let's start with the first question. So what do I have is, I have to find all the books. Okay, so what do? I'll just run something so that I have my entire IDE to write, entire space to write. Yeah, so find all the all books borrowed by John. So I'll open my schema. See, I want to see first thing, there's someone called John, right? I want to fetch all the records, the book which is being borrowed by John, right? So where is my book? Book is in title, in books table, right? So, and I want this John. But remember, these 2 tables, I don't have any common table, right? A column. These you must be knowing about joins. There's nothing which is common. So what I would do, I would join this table with this, and this table with this, or rather, see, borrowing record, just forget about this. This is borrowing table. I ended up making schema before. So this table has both member id and book id. Member id which is present in member table, and book id which is present in book table. So what I would do, I would make this as my primary table and join these two tables with this table. So I would join borrowing table with books table on book ID, and I would join again borrowing table with members table with member ID. And then I will fetch all the first name, last name, and title where the name is like John. Fine. So let's try to write query. Fine. So select. So this is how I used to do select star from. So in the initial, right, so in order for you to solve any query, guys, I'm sorry, in the very beginning I'm starting with 3 queries, but then again, guys, you would get to know that these all questions are very these questions are very difficult when once we go further. As I've said, that these are not in sequence, but understand, like you can modify it as your sequence. And also, guys, I have a library database which also I have uploaded in here, Excel file, so you can open that as well. You can, if you want to see. This contains the entire data set. So these are my data set. All right. So yeah, let's get back to query. I would want to borrowing, right? Borrowing. So spelling is again wrong. Borrowing. So let me name it as alias abr. I would want to join it with what? सबसे पहले what do I want to join it with? Books, right? So books. I would want to give the alias as b, on which so book id is the common, right? So br dot book id is equals to b dot book id. So if I run this, you see I have got all the values, right? All the values from both the tables, but I want this table as well, so I would join that as well. Join members, right? Members m as m on what are the common columns in these both two is the member id and the member id, right? So br dot member id is equals to m dot member id. Yeah, so if I run this, so I have got all the three tables combined. Now what do I want? What is my question asking is, find all books borrowed by John, right? John. So I would put where condition, right? So where clause, where name, or rather let's do one thing. Okay, let it be where name, like JOHN, right? JOHN percentage. See, guys, the thing is, why I'm doing a like operator, why am I using like operator in here is because, or rather, name is from which table? Name is from first name. It's a first name, so members, right? So m dot first for first first name. So if I run this, I'll get John 3 books. Fine. So see, why am I doing like operator in here is because, see, for example, there might be some people who's like, there might be people with similar names like John. I don't know what question. So we have to make our code dynamic. I could have easily used is equals to in here, but why am I not using that is because I want to make my query dynamic. So what do I want? First, I want all the books, right? So first I would let's concatenate both the table, both the columns, guys. First name and the last name. So what I would do, concat first name. I would want the there has to be one space between first name and last name, right? So first name and last name, I would keep it as alias as full name. And what do I want? And title, right? So first name and last name is coming from what table? Members. So we have to give the alias as well, right? So m dot yeah. And then what do I want? Title. So title will be coming from books. So b dot title. That's it. This is all I want, right? So there is 2 comma which I have given. Yeah. So see, John Doe is the person who has borrowed 3 books called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Foundation, and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Yeah, these three are the books which are being borrowed by John Doe. Okay. Yeah, so let me beautify this. I have recently learned this command called command B, or in if you're using Windows, control B. Control B, what does control B does? It beautifies your code or query. So to see how beautiful it is, like all the clause are in the left hand side and all the aggregate functions and all the clause, like everything is in the right side, so it gives you nice feeling that yeah, you are solving some query. Yeah, so this is my answer for the first question. So let's go for the second question. Question would be list all the list all. So see, once you are done with the query, right? So my window is very small right now. So what I would do, I'll just write something else and run this. So this is just a jugaad which I do. So yeah, because I want the entire query window to be visible so that I can write queries. So list all available books. So list all available books, right? So available books. Now this is my book table and this is my borrowing table. So understand one thing. If say suppose what is the a common column in these both two tables is book table and the borrowing book id and the book id, right? Book id is the common column in both the things. Now if I want to fetch all the records which are not borrowed, so what I would do, I would select this and I would write which is not present in this. So let's see, select title from books, right? Books where book id not in, I would give a subquery, select book id from borrowing, right? So this is my query. This is very simple query, right? So see, these are the books which are not being borrowed, right? These are the list of books which are not being borrowed. Or if you want book id also to be present, so you can write book id also. Yeah, so these are the books which are not being borrowed. So let's check it. 14th War and Peace. So I have my database here, 14th, right? So from books, 14th War and Peace. So let me see if I have 14th over here also. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6. No, I don't have, which means no one has borrowed War and what is that book called? War and Peace. Yeah, so this is the simplest query you can solve. Yeah, so let's go on to the next question. Count the total number of books by each author. Yeah, count the total number of books by each author. So let's go for the schema again. Yeah, so see, author is there. I want to count the number of books which are there written by the author. So I would want to join these two tables, right? Authors and books table. So I have one common column called author id. So let's join. So select star from authors, it's authors or authors, right? And one more thing, guys, you don't have to write as a every time. You just can mention a, that SQL will definitely understand that it is the alias which is being given, right? Author a join books b on a dot author id is equals to b dot author id. Yeah, so let's see if I have my query. Yeah, so it is coming, right? So see, JK Rowling, I'm getting it too, but I want the name of the author and the count of the author. So what do I do? I would do, let me write it in a good way. Yeah, so first what I would do is I have to concat, right? Concat first name and the last name is coming from author side. A dot first name comma, I would give space in between, and a dot last name as full name, or rather let it be author's name, and I want the count as well, right? I want the count. So count is a count, is an aggregate function of count of, again, this. I cannot give alias in here, or let's check if I can give alias from authors a, and since I'm using aggregate function, so I have to use group by as well. Group by author's name again. Yeah, so let's see. It is giving author's name unknown column, so I cannot write it here, so I have to copy it here. Let's see if it runs query. Yeah, so what is it asking? Count the total number of, so let us order by as well. Author's name, no, order by I want as COUNT, no, count, let it be CNT. Yeah, so order by will do CNT in descending order. Let me see how many books are the most. Yeah, so see, JK Rowling is the author of Harry Potter series, so she has written 2 books. George Orwell and J.R.R. Tolkien, so these are the people who have written more than 1 book or 2 books or whatever, like in the database we have. Fine, so let's go for the next question. List all books by genre. List all books by genre. So we have to, genre के हिसाब से I have to list all the books, right? So in this I don't have to join, I have only 1 column, right? So books, so select star from books. I would group by genre, but this will not run, I know, because genre is, yeah, this group by genre, it will not run because I have taken everything. So genre comma title. Yeah, see, this is giving me error, right? So what I would do is let me order it by, so let me check it by, order it by. Yeah, fine. So you are getting everything, right? You are getting everything. So what it is trying to do in here is, I would want, see, adventure, I have 3 books, उन तीनों बुक्स के ये सब मूवीज है, सो और रादर ये सब टाइटल्स है. सो व्हाट आई वुड डू इज, लेट मी डू इट DESC. See, science fiction ke I have 5 science fiction genre, which I have Frankenstein, The War of the Worlds, The Foundation, and Frankenstein, right? So I have 2 books which are listed over here. So what I would do, I would want distinct, DISTINCT. Distinct means like I would only want all unique values. So see, science fiction के 3 आए अभी, पहले distinct लिखने से पहले नहीं आ रहे थे, right? So that is the work of distinct function. Yeah, let's go for the next question, guys. If I'm fast, these are easy questions, so that's why I'm fast. I hope you guys are understanding. So list members who haven't borrowed any books. Okay, list the members. So I would join these 2 tables, or I would not join these 2 tables. I would fetch all the names from this table whose member ID is not in this, right? So similarly, let's see, select star from members where book, or rather not book ID, this is member ID not in, let me write subquery, select book ID from, which is the table borrowing. So I hope this should work. I think it will. Yeah, this is working. So I just want the name, right? So let me copy code from here, not code, query. I just want the name, right? So concat. Now this is as author name नहीं चाहिए मुझे, full name चाहिए, full name, and I don't have to give alias as well. So I hope this would work now. Yeah, so Emily Adams, Victor Hughes, Grace Turner, Liam Martin, Sophia Lewis, Olivia White, James Hall. So these are the people who have not borrowed any books. Okay, so let's check it also. Let's see if we are going right or wrong also. Members, let's see. Olivia White is member ID is 17. So let's see if 17 is there or not. See, there is no 17 in this column, which means she has not borrowed any book. If Olivia is she, of course Olivia will be she. So let's go for the next question, guys. Find the total number of books available in the library across all titles. Okay, so I want to know how many books are there, which means say for example there is one more column called quantity. I just have to sum the quantity, that's it, right? So select sum of quantity total books from books. That's it. This is what I want, right? So there are 209 books which are available. Yeah. So let's go for the next question. List all the authors. List all the authors. List all the authors who have written more than one book. Okay, written more than one book. Written more than one book, which means I want the author name. I have to fetch the author name, right? More than one books. So I have to fetch this and I have to join this, and then I have to count how many times this first name and last names are coming once I join this. Okay, let's join authors and books. So select star from authors, AUTHOR, authors, A, join books, B, on A dot author id is equals to B dot author id. Yeah, so I got all the numbers. So what do I want? List all the authors who have written more than one books, right? So okay, so where, or rather let me do concat again. I have to concat, so I'll just concat from here as full name from author, and also I would want count. Let me write it in the next line, name, next line as full name. Let me count it as well. Count the alias has to be CNT, and I'll remove this alias. And once I have aggregated, so I have to group by full name. So let me see. Yeah, see, JK Rowling, and let me make it in descending order. There are people. Order by count, DESC. So yeah, so what do I want? I want to fetch all the records which are more than one books, right? So what I can do is I cannot having job. Let us search having CNT more than one. It's giving me one error, so I cannot write in here. So let's do one thing. Let's use it as a subquery. This is, I think this is an intermediate question. Select star from this table where CNT is more than one. Every table. Okay, so I have to give some alias for this. So temp1, let it be temp1. Yeah, so this is what I want. I want to list all the authors who have written more than one book. So JK Rowling has written 2 books, George Orwell has written 2 books, similarly Gabriel Garcia Marquez has written 2 books, right? So I have ordered by descending as well. So this is, I think this was intermediate question, but then again, it's okay, doesn't matter. We have to anyway solve all the questions, right? So let's go for next question. Find the average number of books borrowed by each member. Find the average number of books borrowed by each member. Okay, so average number of, so for that I need to first, so this is also some intermediate question, but then again let's solve it. So for that, so find the average of the total books borrowed, first I need to find how many books borrowed by separate people, right? So what do? I would have to join this member and borrowing record, right? So select star from borrowing, let me br join member m, members, right? Members m, is it members? Yeah, members m on br dot member id. Member id is equals to m dot member id. Yeah, so let me see if I am getting, yeah. So I would again here I would want to concat. So I think I should have concatenated at the first itself in the table itself, but then again let it be. And also, okay, we are not beautifying all the things, right? All the queries. So beautify it. It looks good. It will be better for you also to understand. This is how I have learned, guys. So I would request you also to beautify this. Yeah, these are all beautified. One I left it in between. Yeah, okay. So okay, count. So I also want the count of how many people have taken the book. So let me give it alias as CNT. Since I have used aggregated function, again I have to group by full name. Yeah, let's see what it is going to give me. Yeah, John Doe, John Smith. This we have already solved it, right? So now these many are the books which are being borrowed. Okay. So now from this I want to find the average of these, right? So what I would do, I would use it as my subquery. So select, I would want to find the average, right? Average of what? Average of count as average from this table. So I would have to give parenthesis to this. Do I have to name this? Yeah, I have to name this as well. Yeah, temp2. Yeah, so 2.0667. So let me make it round, so that I get the rounded value. Yes, okay. What happened? Oh, rather I have to make it in the outside parenthesis round of this. Yeah, so almost 2 books have been borrowed by each member, right? So this is what the query was asking for. Yeah, find the average. This is done. Let's go for next question. List all the books that have never been borrowed. Okay, again very simple. I want to fetch all the records from this whose book ID is not in this. So I would have to join borrowing and books. So again select star from books. Let me give it B, join borrowing. I did not beautify this. Beautified this. Okay, what's wrong in this? Okay, hold on. I did, yeah, beautified this. Yeah, borrowing BR on which one? Book ID, right? On B dot book ID is equals to BR dot book ID. So let's see. Yeah, I got all the things, so what do I want? What is the question answer? List all the books that have never been borrowed. So we can write it like this also, right? So select title from books where book ID not in. I can give subquery book ID from borrowing. I can write it like this also. Okay, what's wrong? Unknown column. Achha. Okay, sorry, my spelling is wrong. Book ID. Yeah, so these are the books. Let me write book ID as well. So these are the books. Sherlock Holmes. I'm stunned that no one borrowed Sherlock Holmes, The Raven, Moby Dick, To the Lighthouse, 100 Years of Solitude. Let us check 100 Years of Solitude is there or not. Books में 100 Years of Solitude, 100 Years of Solitude. The book ID is 21. This should not be present in this. 21 book ID. 21 is present. So there is something wrong with my query. Okay, sorry. 100 Years of Solitude, not 21. 100 Years of Solitude. So 100 Years of Solitude, 31. Yeah, 31 should not be there. Yeah, 31 is not there. Or let us cross check one more. Frankenstein is 16, right? 16. 16 is Frankenstein, and Frankenstein, the 16 shouldn't be there. Yeah, there is no 16. So our query is running fine. So let's not write this. Yeah, let's beautify this as well. Cool. So I hope that you guys are understanding, guys. If you want to take a break, you can definitely take a break, but let's solve two more questions are there. Determine the most popular genre in the library based on the number of books borrowed. Okay, again the number of books borrowed. Again, what do I want? I would want to join these two tables. I would want to find the count with genre, right? Genre. Okay, select star from books B, joined borrowing BR on B dot book ID is equals to BR dot book ID Yeah, so I would want genre. Genre is from book, GENRE, and also want count of B dot GENRE CNT. Since I have aggregated, I would want to group by B dot GENRE. So let's search this. Yeah, so I would want order by CNT DSC. I want the top, right, most popular. So limit, I would make it 1. Limit. Yeah, so fantasy. So fantasy is a genre. In this, I can see in the database, we can see that fantasy is a genre which has been let's check in the Google sheet as well. Let me create filter over here. Clear all. I want to see fantasy. So how many? Okay, borrowed, right? So we cannot do it. That's why I was confused. Like there are only 4 books. See, this is how you can verify your answers also, right? So there are 4 books which belong to a genre fantasy. But these 4 books, out of these 4 books, people have taken 5 times or 7 times. This is what the query is. So that is what right now what I was trying to check is how many fantasy books were there, right? So there are only 4 fantasy books, but 7 times 7 people have borrowed these books because the quantity is more, right? So that is what it is showing. So our answer is right. We don't have to worry much about it. Yeah, so our answer is right. So guys, here we end up the easy questions. I hope that you guys have understood by easy questions now. So now let's start our intermediate questions. So intermediate may we have first is let me write intermediate first. Yeah, intermediate. Yeah, so first question is find overdue books that have not been returned in 30 days. Now guys, there is something called as current date, CRUD date. Yeah, so this will give you the current date. Yeah, so this is what we are going to use in this problem. So let me give my entire screen for it. Yeah, so now overdue books, right? So where is my schema? Yeah, schema. Overdue books, which means which has not been returned till today. So since this is a table from 2023, so we will fetch all the data which has not been returned, and also we have to find the book name, right? So select book name and borrow. So okay, fine. So select star from books B, join borrowing BR, join or rather on B dot book ID is equals to BR dot book ID. Yeah, so let's see, it is giving me all the inputs. Yeah, okay, fine. Now what do I want is I want the book name. Yeah, title. So title will come from B.title. I want the difference between the return date and the borrow date, right? Return date should be difference between. And I want to see, it is asking, what is it asking is book that have not been returned in 30 days. So I want the difference between the return date and the borrow date, right? So what I would do is I would do date diff. Okay, don't just minus it because it's in a date format. If you directly subtract it, so see, I'll just show it to you what will happen if you directly subtract it. Return date and borrow date is from BR, right? BR return date minus BR dot borrow date. So if you do this, you will get, see, null values in 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, right? So which you don't want to, because it's not a normal calculation, it's a date difference. All right, so the date diff, and from here it will come like this, date diff, and you just don't have to put minus sign over there. Yeah, but remember guys, we need to find books that have not been returned in 30 days, right? So I would want to, right now, return date, I can cancel the return date. I can write it as CURDATE. CURDATE will be give me current date. All right, so as date overdue, fine. So suppose if I've borrowed a book today, and if I've borrowed a book 1 week ago, and today's date, it will be like, say for example, it's what is it today, it is 23rd of August, and I have borrowed a book 1 week before, that is 17th of August or 18th of August. So current date 23rd of August minus borrowed date 17th, so it will give me 7. This entire column will give me 7, right? So yeah, actually the thing is, like current date is August, and this is like the data is from previous year, so that's why it is giving me 388. Yeah, so these we have got. But now what do I want is, I also want the name, right? Find overdue. Let's get the name as well. So I would again want to join. Yeah, join what? I would want to join the members also, right? With borrowing date, right? I've started with borrowing date. No, books, right? So okay, fine. Let's do check it out like this. Books, join books, not books, members M on say suppose br dot member id is equals to m dot member id. Yeah, from here, yeah, I cannot do that because I have to paste it here, and this, my primary table has to be borrowing okay, on. Yeah, and now I also want the name, right? So first I would want the name. So what do I want? What do I write in here is concat first name, comma, space, last name as full name, remove the alias. Okay, comma is remaining, right? So now I think it should run. Yeah, see, John Doe has not returned the book from 388. So let us take order by also, order by date overdue in DESC. Yeah, so there's a person called John Doe. Yeah, John Doe. John Doe is a person who has not returned a book called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for 388 days. Jane Smith has not returned a book 1984 for 384 days. Yeah, so these are the overdue books. Fine. So let's go for the next question. Find all the current books. Find all the books currently borrowed by a member. Okay, it's also simple. Borrowed by a member. So I just have to join these two, and I just have to get first name, and also I have to combine all these three tables so as to get the book name as well. Okay, we can do that. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this entire code because I'll beautify that also. Okay, what did I do? Yeah, so I don't want date overdue. So date overdue I don't want. So let's see if it is running. Yeah. So now actually the answer for this will also remain the same as this one, because see, in this early question what it was asking is books that have not been returned in 30 days. And since this data set and the questions are from last year when I was trying learning SQL, so what happened was at that time this question was more relevant, because I could have made a one where clause as well here, which I could have mentioned the full the date overdue to be more than 30. But all those who have missed the all those who have borrowed the book already have passed 1 year, so 30 days is too less of a number, right? So and also this also becomes the same answer, right? I hope you guys understand. Find all the books currently borrowed by a member and find overdue books. So both the answer will be same for them. All right, so this is the same. So John Doe has not returned Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone, and these are the outputs of that. Yeah, let's go for next question. Identify members who have borrowed more than one book. All right, or have borrowed more than one book, right? So for that, again we have to join these three tables. I'll copy the same query, because the query remains the same for many of the things. Borrowing book, yeah. So now what do I want? I want count. Now at this time I don't want title, I want count, right? count count, and I'll copy this. CNT. Since I have to group by full name. Yeah, so now what is it asking? Identify members who have borrowed more than one book. So see, John Doe has borrowed. Okay, so I'll order it also by full name. No, CNT in DESC. Yeah, but I don't want people who have borrowed it only one time. I want it people who have borrowed more than one time. So what I will do, so I can not put where clause in here. So let us make it subquery select star from. I have to alias it as temp3 or temp3 where CNT is more than 1. Yeah, this should work. No, it's not working. What's wrong with the query? Okay, this parenthesis is wrong. Yeah, now yeah. See, John Doe. So let's check it in our database. John Doe has borrowed. Where is John Doe? John Doe. Okay, where am I searching? It's in member. John Doe. Yeah, John Doe member ID is 1. So member ID is 1. 1, 2, 3. Right? So there are 3. 1, 2, and 3. So these are the book. He has borrowed. Yeah. So I think now we are at the right track. Fine. So let's beautify this also. Let's put some makeup onto it. Yeah. Let's copy. Let's see for the next question. What is it trying to say? List all overdue books along with days overdue. Consider book hasn't been written. This is the same question. Again, this is the same question as above. Okay. Let's go for the next question. List all the books and their corresponding author that have been borrowed at least twice. Okay. Now, what do I want? I want author and books, right? And also borrowing time. So I have to join these three tables: author, borrowing record, and books. So at this time, you can see in authors table, I only have one column through which I can join is author ID. But remember, till now what we were doing, we were using borrowing record as our primary table, right? But in borrowing record, for this case, we don't have author ID in this. We have author ID in this and book ID in this. So with book ID, what I can do, I can make my primary table as books, and join borrowing record as book ID, my common column, and I can join books table with authors table with common column author ID. Yeah, select star from books B, join borrowing BR on B dot book ID, right? Book ID is equals to BR dot book ID. Yeah, I got it. And also I would again also join authors A on B dot author ID and A dot author ID. I hope this is, yeah. Now what do I want? List all the, okay, hold on, I'll just, yeah, list all the books and their corresponding authors that have borrowed at least twice. Okay, so now I don't want star. What do I want is, I want author name. So again, concat first name, last name, full name, and also I want count of again these things. CNT as I always give. Let's see. Okay, I have used aggregated function, so I'll group by full name, count. Yeah, now I would want it to order by CNTDESC. But what do they want? List all the books and their corresponding authors are gay. Yeah, that I borrowed at least twice, means like 2 or more than 2. So I can again make it as my subquery, select star from where CNT is more than equal to 2. This is what I want. Alias temp 4. Yeah, see, these are the people like J.K. Rowling. 4 books have been 4 times the book has been borrowed. George Orwell again 4 times. J.R.R. Tolkien 3 times. Yeah, so this is the answer for that. Yeah, let's go for the next question. Find the difference. So see the next question. Find the difference in the number of books borrowed between 2 specific members, John Doe and Alice Johnson. Now this is a separate kind of like different question. It's simple though, but it's a kind of different question. So hence I put it in the intermediate. So first let's see how many books John Doe has borrowed. Alright, so select. So what do we have to do? We have to we want the we have to join these 2 tables, right? Borrowing record and members. Okay, select star from borrowing BR, join books B on BR dot member ID is equals to B dot member ID. Yeah, let's see if it is giving me member ID. Okay, unknown clause. Okay, members M. Yeah, so these are the output. Okay, why the output? Yeah, these are the output. Now what do I want? I want the concat, right? So I would just copy this as full name. Yeah, and also I want the count, right? COUNT count. The alias has to be CNT, but I would want to give So group by again, yeah. Now see, yeah, 3, but I want C, but now I want John Doe, right? Where full name like JOHN John percentage, yeah, it should work out. No, unknown column full name. Okay, so I guess I have to give it the entire name. So let's look like this. Yeah. Okay. So group by, it's asking me group by. Either actually group by is not necessary for me at this stage, but still, yeah. John Doe has got me count 3, right? So at this time, now I got the 3, but I don't want the full name also. Why do I want? I want the difference between John Doe and Alice Johnson. So I would remove it, right? Let's see. Let's check out similarly for Alice, right? Alice, I have 1. So now I know what my answer should be is 3 minus 2 has to be 3 minus 1 has to be 2, right? The answer has to be 2. Now what would I do? I would just subtract these 2. But for that, before that, I have to modify my code a little bit, modify my query a little bit. So first, I don't want full name, right? I just want count. Yeah, only 3 I have got. I'll just remove. Let the group by function be there. Okay, let the group by function be there. So 3 and 1. Now what I will do, I'll just make it one bracket in here. Yeah, I'll put minus sign here. I'll keep this in one other bracket. Let me see if this runs or not. Yeah, see, now what am I trying to do is I am trying to like aggregate function when we do like select this minus this, so this entire query subquery minus this subquery, right? So if I run this, I guess I have to give, yeah, see, I've got okay, so this let me give me alias as well as borrowing time or difference. Let me write it as difference. Yeah, so see, the difference is 2. Fine. So this is a different question, like intermediate question. If you want, you could have put it in advanced as well. Yeah. So yeah, identify all members who borrowed book from specific author. Okay, all books from specific author. So I have to join these 2 tables, author ID, right? Okay, so let's start. Select star from books B, join what is the authors, THORS, authors A on B dot author, is it author's ID or author ID is equals to A dot author ID. Okay, what is this? No, I don't want to open. Yeah, so I got the answer, but this is not the thing which I want. I want it from George, where first name, right? First name like GEO percentage. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, George Orwell. Yeah, so what do I want? Identify all members who borrowed books. Okay, all members, so I have to join this as well. Okay, fine, let us join one more table called, okay, so what did I do? I join books. I did join books from this. Can I join books with this member ID? Okay, now this is a different kind of question, guys, in which, see, I want these 3 tables, right? I want these 3 tables, but there is not. So if I'm making this my primary table, I'm not getting I have one column which is common in authors and books, but I don't have any column which is common in books and members. So what I have to do, I don't have any other option. I would have to go to borrowing records. So what I would do, I would join. Now what I would do is a book, पहले तो मैंने author को books को author से join कर दिया है. Now I want to join these two, but I cannot join these two. So what I will do, I will join books and borrowing record first, and then I will do borrowing record with members. Yeah. So अभी books को मुझे borrowing ID से करना है, right? borrowing से करना है. So borrowing BR on which one? So B dot, what is my common column? Book ID, right? Book ID. Let's check. Yeah, book ID is yeah, book ID is equals to BR dot book ID. Now again I have to join, right? Again I have to join what? Members, right? Members M. Now this is, remember this, till this time I was having something common from this, right? From now my last table is now updated as borrowing record. So from this I can join. You can join, right? You can definitely join. BR dot what is the common member ID, right? Member ID is equals to M dot member. Okay, column first name in where clause is ambiguous. Okay, let's remove this. Let's see if what is it trying to give me. Yeah, now I can yeah, so the entire table is joined. Now what I can do is George Orwell, right? I want to get George Orwell, so I can give the where clause, right? Where first name, or rather first name like, or rather yeah, first name is from A dot like GEO percentage. Yeah, see, these are the things I've got. George Orwell, I've got all the things. Now, but what do I want? Identify all members. So now I can segregate. What columns do I want? I want सबसे पहले concat. I want first FIRST, first name, last name as full name. Okay, and what is it asking me? All members, right? Members. Okay, concat again. Concat first name. Okay, I did not give alias. A dot. Now these first names are from members. M dot. I'll just copy this. यहाँ से. A नहीं, M. But I would want to name it as author name. AUTHOR, author name, full name. Okay. But this author name is from this, right? So I have to change the group by function as well. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, George Orwell, and these are the Jane Smith. What do I have to fetch something else also? Identify all members who borrowed books from a specific author. Yeah, fine. So in place of this guy, you can replace anyone else's if you wish to find someone else's. Like let's say for J.K. Rowling, let me write J.K. Okay, J.K. is not giving me ROW. So I have to give percentage here as well. See, J.K. Rowling, I have John Doe, Charlie Davis, and Grace Turner. Anyone else? If you want to check for, say, Leo, Ellie, rather. Leo Tom Evans. So let it be Rowling's. Okay, Rowling's. I have to give percentage here as well. Yeah, fine. So I hope you guys have understood. We are done with the intermediate. Yeah, now let's go for the most borrowed books. Let me write advanced. For some people, this advanced questions will also be simple. Find the most borrowed book. Most borrowed book. So I need the book, right? I need the count as well. So I would have to join these two tables. So select start from borrowing br, join books as b on br dot book id is equals to b dot book id. This is the first step we have done. Now I want the most borrowed book. I want the count as well, right? Okay. So I just want title. Title is from b dot title title, and count of b dot title. Since I am using aggregation, group by b dot title. Let's see. Yeah, now I would also want it order by cnt. Okay, I did not give count. Okay, cnt. Okay, desc. Yeah, so find the most borrowed book. These are the most borrowed book, but I only want these animal farm से यहाँ तक, right? So what I would do, I don't know why did I keep it in advance. This is very simple, right? Okay. So I know why did I keep it for advance. See guys, now what happens is, now you know it's a 2 count, right? Now you can easily like make it a subquery, and you can make it more than one. So you will fetch everything. But if you want to make this query dynamic, right, you have to write a query in such a way that it doesn't matter that what is the count. You have to do something, if you have to introduce something which gives it some ranking, right? Like now you must be getting some of the other thing from in your head, right? Windows function called ranks, dense ranks, right? Row numbers is care, we don't want it. Rank also we don't want it. Let's use dense rank. Fine. So let's introduce dense rank as well in here. I hope you understood like why do I introducing dense rank. So dense rank over, I have to partition by order by so I have to do it count desc. Yeah, इसको let's give it alias as ranks. Yeah, now I only want the top, right, most borrowed book. Now I can make this as my subquery, right? Now I can make this as my subquery. Now I can select star from this table where ranks is greater than, or rather rank is 1. Yeah, see? Okay, what's wrong? Achha, alias. Okay, temp 5. See? Or even if you don't want rank, you just have to write title and count, cnt count. That's it. Gotcha? I think I hope I made this clear. See, where I don't want to write based on a query. I got a query, but see what happens is, now if you write say for example this Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone has been borrowed twice, right? If you write a query greater than 2, and tomorrow if I add something onto my database, and at that time if there is some other book which has borrowed more than this Harry Potter or 1984, and then you run this query, you'll still get this answer. The answer will not update, right? But with this query, what did I do is I did made it dynamic, so that what it will do is, whatever you do with the database and then changes you do with the database, any entries which is being updated over there, and that entire entry will be taken into consideration for this query to work. I hope I'm making it clear, right? So this is what I wanted to say. And let's go for the last question of our series. Identify member who has borrowed most number of the book. So this is a similar question. Identify number who has borrowed most number of the books. Okay, so I will have this query again. Okay, yeah. Now what do I want? I want the names also, this name also. So I would again want to join these three, right? So let's modify our code. Okay, so I would first want to join one more. Join members m on borrowing, right? Br dot members and borrowing is member id and member id is equals to m dot member id. First thing is first, yeah. Let's remove rank at this time. Let us remove the temp as well. Ranks, I also want the name as well, right? So let it be concat first name, last name, full name. Okay, okay, group by clause. Okay, I have to group by with full name as well. Group by title, full name. Yeah, see, John Doe has taken 3 books: Harry Potter Foundation and Harry Potter's Secrets, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secret. Jane Smith has taken this. Yeah, so now what is the thing which we want? Okay, count nahi. What do we want? Identify the members who have borrowed the most books. Okay, we are counting it wrong. We have to count on this thing. Okay, this is from m dot, this is also from m dot. So एक काम करते हैं, इसको नीचे लेके आते हैं. हाँ, now I think it should work. Again the ranks are 1 again, right? No, I have to, okay, identify the members, right? Identify the members. I don't want the title. This title is creating me a problem. Identify. Okay, now count. Let's do one thing. Yeah, this is what we wanted, right? Now if we remove our comment here, so see, we'll get, okay, one error found, then comma. See, now, yeah, I've got this again. Now again, guys, what did I find rank is, again, if there are some other people, say tomorrow I'm a person like Rahul Inchal came onto the picture and my also database being added, and I went on to borrow say 4 books, right? 4 books, say Secret, say Half Girlfriend, say Milkha Singh, or some other book, all right? So Harry Potter or some other books, fine. So like there are many books. If I borrowed 4 different books, at that time what will happen is, if I give a code of this where rank, right, where ranks is 1 and select star from, yeah. So okay, what is every table must has its own temp 5. Yeah, per single, yeah. See, now tomorrow if I come Rahul Inchal who has borrowed 4 books, at that time this will not be updated. if you don't write code like this, right? So this is how you are supposed to code, and this is how you are supposed to write queries. Fine, guys, I hope that you guys have understood. We have almost solved how many? We have almost solved 20 odd questions, and if you have any query, please do let me know. Fine. And if you want anything help, you can definitely comment on the comment section. If you are not subscribed this channel, I would request you to subscribe. I will meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.